words or phrases, or ask questions. What do you want to know today? Ask a question or visit SearchGo to find answers now.
Since this very first YouTube video was uploaded 16 years ago, the world's most popular video network has exploded to more than 2 billion users in the farthest corners of the planet, now raking in billions of dollars every year. It's evolved a long way from cat videos to become a one-click journey to the center of the zeitgeist, pop culture, and kid culture, amplifying some of the brightest and sometimes darkest traits in all of us. While YouTube has elevated a generation of creators and educated and entertained generations of viewers, it's fought misinformation, terrorism, racism, and violence many clicks along the way. Lately, YouTube's biggest battles are focused on eliminating COVID and vaccine misinformation and keeping the platform safe for kids and teens. On this edition of Bloomberg Studio 1.0, we rewind to talk about where YouTube has been and fast forward to where it's going next with one of the longest tenured employees and women at Google, the CEO of YouTube, Susan Wojcicki.
It's been 5 years since we last talked on camera, and we have a new president. We are weathering a pandemic. The most watched video on YouTube is
Baby Shark.
Baby Shark. So a lot's changed since 2016. How do you feel about YouTube 2021 versus 2016?
I feel good about it. It's definitely been a while, and in technology, things move so quickly. So a lot of things have changed since 2016. And I mean, overall, I've been really pleased that we've continued to grow our ecosystem of creators. We've invested a lot in responsibility, and that's been a really big focus for us. And you know, we've weathered through a pandemic and a lot of hard challenges, but overall, I'm feeling really good.
You've been at Google for 20 plus years, going all the way back to Larry and Sergey in the garage. You've been the CEO of YouTube for 7 plus years. How has your job changed in that time?
Since I joined being the CEO of YouTube, I would say one of the biggest things that has changed certainly has just been maybe the recognition of the importance of digital video. So when I first joined, actually a lot of people would say, oh, like, why did you join? I was running ads beforehand, and that's been the main way Google generates revenue. And so a lot of people said, like, why did you leave that and go to YouTube? But I always believed in digital video, and I believe that now we see that the world also believes. We've seen a lot of adoption of digital video and the benefits that that can have.
You've championed this diversification strategy at YouTube since you started. What's working and what's not working?
Well, our main way of generating revenue is from the advertising, but we also have really grown our subscription revenue, and that has been really, really important for many different reasons. So that has enabled our users to have an experience where they can have music, YouTube Music, and Premium. We just announced the 50 million subscribers that we were really excited about. But we also see other ways that our creators generate revenue. So our creators, for example, generate revenue with channel subscriptions. They may sell merchandise. We also have things like digital goods, so like super chat, super thanks. And so we've basically diversified the number of ways that our ecosystem is generating revenue.
The original tagline for YouTube was broadcast yourself, and that concept has exploded. You have ordinary people in the spotlight when they grow up. They want to be an influencer. They want to be a YouTube star or a YouTube creator. What do you see as the future of the creator economy?
I see a lot of possibility with the creator economy, and because I see that many people have a lot of interest and they have a lot to offer, and beforehand they wouldn't have been able to share that with the world. And so there's so many people, depending upon what their talent or their interest is, whether it's a sport or cooking or gaming or hairstyles, that people have come out and really been able to share that and create a lot of jobs. So we actually see we actually saw a 35% increase in the number of creators that are generating six-figure income out of YouTube. And in the last year. And so that's just an example of like how the creator economy is continuing to grow.
Well, and for years, YouTube was the only company that actually paid creators, but now a lot of companies are paying creators. Facebook and Instagram, Snap, TikTok. How do you see that competition playing out? Who wins?
Well, it is a competitive landscape, and in general, competition's good. It makes everyone work harder, and that's good. We look at creators and we say they're going to come to us if we do the best job. And creators come to us looking basically for fame and fortune. Like, how can I have a skill or I have a talent, something I want to share with the world, and YouTube can help that be known, can help them provide that fame, but also we can generate revenue for them. And so as long as we're doing a good job of that, creators are going to come to us. If we start to fail, then they're going to leave us and they're going to go to another platform. And so we just need to work really hard to make sure that we deliver that for our creators.
A year ago, during the Black Lives Matter protest, YouTube made big commitments to Black creators in particular. What's been the progress there? And how do you see YouTube, the potential for YouTube to be used as a tool for social justice?
Well, so we made an announcement that we were going to do a $100 million Black Voices Fund. And so we're continuing to develop content there. But one of the other things, and I think there's been a lot of great content that's come out, and we'll certainly see more. But because YouTube doesn't have any gatekeepers, like you can just post and become a creator. We have seen a lot of people of different backgrounds and underrepresented backgrounds become creators and have audiences. We never really measured it beforehand because we didn't have a way. And so one of the things that we've done is we've enabled creators to now tell us what backgrounds they affiliate with, so we can have a better understanding of how they're doing on our platform.
Let's talk about YouTube Shorts. It seems to be a top priority.
Yeah.
We all know that TikTok is on the rise.
Yeah.
How important are YouTube Shorts to the platform, to the company?
So YouTube Shorts is very important. We see that creators and users want to watch all types of content, long form, short form. It turns out that the first video that was actually ever uploaded to YouTube, me at the zoo, was an 18-second video. So it was a short form video. And we have lots of short form videos, and we've had it way before TikTok did. But what we have really been leaning into more is just enabling those to be found. And then a lot of the creation tools. And so bringing a lot more mobile creation is really important for us going forward.
Did you notice that viewing time was being lost to TikTok? Did you see that trend? And do you see TikTok as a sort of existential threat?
We definitely see many competitors in this space. What we're just focused on are our own metrics, like do we see our users engaging? Where's our opportunity? We're always looking around and seeing what our competitors are doing, and if they're doing something that we think would be good for our users and our creators, we're also going to look at how we can improve our own economy, creator economy, and what's good for our users.
I think a lot of people, we talk about vaccine hesitancy and they blame social media. They say YouTube's not doing enough.
one of the big things for us is to continue to work with public health experts to get their messages across.
Today's your big day. Are you excited?
Mama is tired.
6 feet apart. You have to feed your creativity. Built this tree house. You guys ready for the movie?
See what we can do.
At this point, YouTube has become a hub for discovery, for information, for, it satisfies our curiosities, right? That comes with a lot of inspiration, but also with misinformation. When it comes to vaccines, vaccine hesitancy, videos that cause a public health risk, where do you want to see YouTube do better?
We've taken responsibility very seriously. It's been one of my top priorities. So first of all, we want to make sure that if there's information that violates our policies, we came up with 10 different policies around COVID. Then if that's a violation of policies, then that's something that we'll remove. We removed over 1 million videos associated with COVID, but we also want to make sure that we're raising up information that we think that come from trusted and authoritative sources. And we've really been able to do that.
And I think a lot of people, they talk about vaccine hesitancy and they blame social media. They say YouTube's not doing enough. How do you respond to that?
Yeah, I think, well, first of all, we're always learning. Just to be fair, we're always thinking about how can we do better. We're looking at the feedback and working with public health experts across the board. And, I think one of the big things for us is to continue to work with public health experts to understand, what are the ways that we can partner with them to get their messages across. And I really believe that is something that's really changed is the evolution of bringing creators, musicians, experts talking about public health. We never would have seen that before the pandemic.
How much do you internalize the criticism of YouTube's content? Do you take it personally? And how does that influence the decisions that you make as CEO?
I want to be doing the right thing. And I care about that. I care about the legacy that we leave. I care about the world that we leave to our children. I care about how media is consumed by the next generation and by everyone today. And so I really have put a lot of time and effort to make sure that we are acting responsibly. And there's always a balance between the free speech and the but being responsible and taking down content that we think could lead to some kind of real world harm. And so, sure, I think whenever you're in a position like that, there's going to be a lot of criticism. But our goal is just to continue to, talk to experts and evolve.
And how do you make decisions in those tough moments where it's a tough call? Like how much of it is making a decision or leading by consensus, and how much does it come down to you?
The goal is that when we have tough decisions, they are like improvising in some way. Like we've made a concrete set of decisions beforehand, and then we're looking and saying, is this something that meets our standards? Is it a violation or not a violation? And if it seems like there's some set of issues with the content that we have on the platform, we're going to go back to experts and then reevaluate. Should we be making changes to our policies?
YouTube helped keep a generation of children connected, educated, entertained, distracted through the pandemic. What have you learned from that experience, and what do you see as the potential future of YouTube as a tool for learning, as a tool in schools?
When I meet people and they find out I'm the CEO of YouTube, almost always they tell me about something they learned on YouTube or something their family member learned. So I see that as being a very significant part of YouTube. And during the pandemic, we certainly saw that a lot more education went online, and we had all the homeschooling. We had people who had to also just learn a lot of skills that they hadn't learned beforehand. But probably the biggest thing that we also learned was and that I really saw, was a need for us to continue to work with educational institutions, and the need for us to be able to integrate with some of the learning tools that the kids are all using, because they are using YouTube, and there's a lot more that we can do to really help educators have YouTube be a key part of the curriculum.
My kids are on YouTube a lot, and sometimes more than I want them to be, and sometimes it's super productive and they're learning something cool, and sometimes it's not productive at all. How are you innovating to make the time that kids spend on YouTube more valuable and, of course, safe?
It's very important to me as a parent to make sure that we're giving parents options about what they want their kids to see. And that's one of the reasons that pretty much as soon as I got to YouTube, we started working on YouTube Kids, which is a separate app, which is important for kids in terms of how we can control the quality, and we can give parents a lot more control about what kind of content is appropriate for them and their family. And there are many other things, like we actually just came out with a supervised experience for tweens, because tweens was one of the age groups that was actually hardest. They usually don't want to be on the kids app, but they're not 13 to be on the main app, and so the